still in it, darling? Well, I'm just checking on stuff in the greenhouse. It all looks okay. I didn't open it up this morning, but it's not been hot enough to need opening up. As a family, we went to Wales and went up Pen y Fan. Oh my, so windy, cold. The cloud, we were basically in the clouds, so you could hardly see anything. No view. Yeah, rather tough. Not the nice views I had last time. And now my legs are hurting. So time for a bit of R&R at home. But yeah, glad everything looks okay in here. Now I'll go check on the houseplants. Thanks for watching, bye for now. So good morning, I'm in here today and I'm going to pot on these different squash plants because I'm guessing they need more root room. So yeah, that's my task for today. So this is how I'm transplanting them. I've got a little bit in there. I then have to very carefully take this out without killing all the roots. Place it in there. And then top up with some soil. Just trying to be as gentle as I can with these. There. And then of course give it a water. So here I've got sweet dumpling, I've got courgette, and I've got cucumbers. So here I am potting up my butternut squash, butternut butterfly. So I'm giving this a bit of a squeeze, putting it as much as I can on its side. Carefully putting it down into there. Want it roughly in the middle. And then I'm just going to put a bit more compost around it. There we are, for that one. Now, what I wanted 4 plants, I think, for this one, and I've ended up with 6. So what I found is you're less likely to just rip out the plant from the roots with having the pot on its slightly on its side than you are with just kind of pulling up the top. Still needs a bit more. So there we are for those. That last one only just started coming up, but I managed to transplant it. So I'm now going to try and transplant some zinnias. These are in quite small, what I call plug trays. So I think I'll start with the far left. There's definitely some there. These are definitely what you call plug plants. So I'm going to attempt to separate those. That should do. And then tuck it in. So I will see what I can get done of this lot. There's 3 different sorts here. Zinnia Old Mexico. Some of them, I don't know if they got too wet or too cold, but some of them, not many have come up, and some of the leaves look a bit weird. So I'll work my way through. Well, I've only done the first section. any Chloe mix. I think I'll do the others on another day. But yeah, got a reasonable tray of them. That'll do for now. I think that'll do for now. I'm going to go in. Thanks for watching. Bye for now. Well, I managed to fix the door on here. It got destroyed by the storms last year. So now I'm painting it green. I know it's going to take lots of coats, but that's what it looks like at the moment. It just started. And I know painting on top of brown is a silly idea, but oh well. So I painted it. Yes, of course it's going to need more than one coat, because the light wood obviously needs more layers, and then all this was brown, so it's going to need quite a few layers, but that's the first layer. I think it works. Not perfect, as you can see, but it will keep the rain out. And I also painted this. This fence is made from pallets, and now it matches the gate a bit more. 2 coats of paint. I think it'll need maybe a couple more. So good morning. I'm in the greenhouse this morning to do a bit more potting on and to rescue 2, should we say, accidents? Let me show you. These 2 fuchsia plants I bought a few days ago, and then I was like, where did I put them? They were in a bag in the kitchen on the floor getting squished by a kitchen bar stool. So they hadn't been watered for a few days and they were getting squished. So those are recovering. And then this morning I've realised on a window ledge in the front room where the curtain was shut, I'd forgotten about these. They had a lid on them that was squishing them down, and they hadn't been watered in a few days. So you've got a couple of places where the stem is slightly, should we call it, creased? And like you look at the leaf here, I think because it got a bit dry and squished. Oh, and like there, the stem is slightly bent, but I'm hoping they're recoverable. So if I repot them, then I might be able to save them. So absolutely no pumpkin mammoth, but those were really old seed. Not all the cheeky curry, but most, and way too many Queensland blue. Well, we'll see how they go. The rest of these squash type plants that I transplanted, what is it, 2 or 3 days ago, they're looking so much happier. Look at these. These are the butternut squash. Now you've still only got 2 of those. That's a Meurjehen. And then these are courgettes and cucumbers and stuff. They're looking a lot happier, I think, because of the space of the roots and the feed. So yeah, the other squash definitely need transplanting. I've run out of shelf room. That's because I haven't built new shelving for the seeds. Gonna have to do a bit of rejiggling. Look what you find when you move a bag of compost. A massive spider. I know they're useful, but I don't like being near them, even if they are pretty. Sorry for disturbing you, but I need the compost. Ooh, don't come that close. So, my sunflowers. 2 sorts didn't come up at all. 1 sort did. These were the sunflower red. So I'm going to transplant them into nice big pots. So let's see if I can pop them up. No, it's not the kind of pot that has a nice big hole in the bottom. So I don't want to damage. Maybe if I squeeze it, yeah, it'll come up. Okay. That means I want it to be nice and deep. Put that around the edges. I think that should be a lot happier. A lot more space for the roots. Time to do all the rest. Well, that's what sunflowers came up. That's those ones rescued. And now to rescue these. See what these were, I think, from Lidl, and they got frosted. So time to snip off the frosted bits so that the healthy stuff can grow. So I'm just going in and cutting back to where there's some fresh new growth. This was a birthday present. Visca, they're nice and sharp. It looks so much better when you take off all the affected leaves. But I just put these on the patio. They weren't hardened off, and of course the stuff that is in the supermarkets or outside the supermarkets has been grown in, protected conditions. So you've got to remember, even if because this is supposed to be a hardy fuchsia, it still needs some time to adjust. You'd think we'd have finished having frost by now. Oops. Well, take that back to there then. You don't always end up cutting the white stuff off. I'm trying to remove any excess stuff that's falling down on by the earth. I don't want kind of fungal stuff. So I know from experience with fuchsias, this will bounce back pretty quickly. Once they're established, they are quite indestructible. But even my hardy ones that are in the garden, because we had that warm spell, they started growing leaves, and of course, yeah, the leaves got frosted. So I got to do this to some of the fuchsias in the garden, just to tidy them up. Now, my kids, they're not exactly kids anymore. The youngest is 16, nearly 17. Whenever I buy more fuchsias, they go, "Oh no, not more fuchsias." I've lost track of how many fuchsias I've got in the garden. I've also lost track of the names of them. But I'm always on the lookout for something a bit different. Now, these are not something a bit different, but I don't have any fuchsias at the allotment. And aside from the berries, after it's fruited, just behind the flower forms a berry. That is actually edible. So different varieties of fuchsia have a slightly different taste. Some are sweeter than others, but they are edible, and I have tried them. So it's worth giving it a go. I think I'll take that one off as well. Anyway, yeah, I'm always on the lookout for fuchsias. That's why these two that I rescued, well, that I bought and then forgot about, they are something, colour-wise a bit different. One's white and one's a sort of very, very pale pink. I don't think those two are hardy, but generally I buy hardy fuchsias. Occasionally I get tempted by the ones that only last the season well. Depends if you protect them, if you bring them in. I'm not very good at bringing in plants, so most of the time they've just got to survive on their own. Otherwise, I just don't have the time. Come on.
Right, so that leaf looks alright. That one's a bit dodgy. It's so nice to use some sharp snips, because I've got one pair of what do they call them? Pruning shears? No, not the shears, you know, just slightly bigger than this. And they are so blunt. But I did bought a sharpener, so I will have to try it out. What have the birds done to this? So you should give a fuchsia a chance. They're lovely flowers. If you get the hardy ones, they're pretty hardy. They come back year after year. You can hack them down and they bounce back. So yep, I think that's not a bad rescue.
Now let me show you the beautiful cherry blossom and apple blossom that's in my back garden. It's beautiful, it's all over. And then if we come over to the apple tree, it's white and pink. Starts off with like a darker pink and opens up to a very light pink. Now I noticed the other day, this is not my current tree that's behind the apple tree. Look, massive thorns. I've done some research and that's a hawthorn. It goes all the way up to there.
Oh, it's a warm one. Well, when you're in the greenhouse it is. So I've transplanted what I'm going to transplant today. Let me show you. So I've transplanted or potted on should I say, the sweet corn. But I can't remember what variety it is, so I'm going to have to watch back on videos. I have potted on lots of peppers. Some of them, I don't know what they are. I just know they're sweet peppers. I have potted on, obviously, the sunflowers. If we come round over here, I've potted on the squash plants I forgot about. And I've potted on the tomatoes. They're all just getting their true leaves. So I think that's plenty for today. Given the time, I should probably go down the allotment and water. Don't feel like it, but I don't want the stuff to die off. Anyway, thanks for watching. Bye for now.